And welcome back to another Man to Man podcast, the podcast with men. And we are super excited to be with you guys today. So happy that you're with us as well. And so we just thank you for watching on Spotify and Apple and YouTube and all the places. Yep. And today we got a show for you.
Yep.
On the podcast today, we have the beautiful, the loving, the gentle-handed, the sweet-tongued Pastor Daniel.
For a second, I didn't know who you were about to introduce.
Gentle-handed.
Yeah, he's
Gentle-handed.
gentle. He's
Gentle. And lowly.
And
And then
above all, we have the lean, mean Patrick Dean.
and an empty chair.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we killed that guy.
This it does. Look at his headphones. I mean, it does.
Reappearing for the
He's
fourth
dead.
time in season 6.
This is like a memorial.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Hey, he might be after his wife.
Before Saturday.
Yeah, but that's why. Then now you know why he's on a lunch date right now.
Oh, yeah. I'd be making up too.
He better be going bigger than Costco. I just got to say that. That's his favorite go-to. He'll be like, "Hey, you want to go get lunch? I'm gonna go get a hot dog from Costco."
Yeah, man. Like what?
I'm not knocking
$2.5
it. I'm not knocking that.
No,
but
yeah,
I'm
but
just saying,
it's
you
is
don't
it
take your wife there.
$2.50 hot dog and a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing that's not been inflated.
Yeah.
Only thing.
The pizza over there too, and the $5 rotisserie chicken.
Have you ever had the chicken bake?
I have.
Is it
It's like
I've never had it.
$9. My kids eat it all the time. I wouldn't touch it.
really?
Yeah.
Uh,
It's all right, but like it's more than I want to spend at the Costco.
Yeah. I've only had the hot
I mean,
dog.
you can get the whole large pizza, which is like a 18-inch round pizza for $9. Why am I going to get a chicken bake?
Which, did you know that it's a different dough that they make those pizzas with than the frozen ones? You can get the frozen ones in the back.
No,
Ted
I
Nichols
don't-
told me that one time.
I'm
Because
not frozen pizza.
I asked him what was different because you could taste the difference. And he said it's a
Yeah,
different
because you got to preserve that dough.
Right. I'm going fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh bake.
fresh, baby.
There's nothing quick about that pickup either. I have been done over multiple times. Putting in an order, showing up when said order was supposed to be
Yeah,
ready.
You got to put it in 15, 20 minutes early.
Sat there and watched Pat. Remember Pat and Kelsey?
Yeah.
I watched Pat get like a whole order of stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
why did you get yours first?
Yeah. I by no means an expert in this, but every time that I'm in there and it's not empty, I sit there and go, there's got to be a better way.
There must be. But or we just are suckers for Costco and don't care. It doesn't stop us.
Oh, it stops me.
Really?
Yeah. Same way that Chick-fil-A. Like, there's just, my time has value.
It
I
does.
can't, like,
So does their product.
yeah.
Patrick's got things to do.
He's got to keep it.
can't.
He's got to keep it moving, man.
Just so frustrating. Like, I can't think of a bigger misnomer in the fast food industry than the Chick-fil-A Express or Mobile Express lane or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, it's mobile.
It's
It's just not
barely.
express.
There's no express to it.
It depends on when you go. I went just a little while ago.
I've never once gone through any of the ones that have the two options and not
we're-
watched a car
Right.
come in after me, order, get their food before me, and go, what's the
So you've
point?
never been grateful for it. You've never seen you've just like, this is pointless.
I don't
This
do
is
it
just
anymore.
another line.
Yeah. I park at the Arby's, and I'm like, why don't I just go to Arby's since I'm parking over here?
I feel bad for the Arby's people in East Chase.
You do, you really?
They're just sitting there watching out the window like, oh, our parking lot's full, but they're going to that place.
I have a feeling they're not. They don't even care. They're
Do
just-
you remember when Chick-fil-A closed a few years ago for all those renovations?
Yeah.
And Whataburger decided to open that week. Best business decision ever.
Yeah, except for, this goes to the Costco thing. Like, you need to understand your surges. You need to understand what you signed up for and staff appropriately. Right? Because Whataburger's, it has a nationwide trend of not being exactly fast.
Yeah, there's nothing fast about that.
When they first opened, I waited over an hour
Yeah.
in the drive-through with
Yeah.
Jake Bryant because he was helping me move, and I was like, "Hey, buddy, I'll buy you lunch." That lunch turned into dinner.
Yeah.
It was like 4:00 by the time we.
Oh, yeah. I probably would have just left the line.
I was jammed in. It's opening week.
They kind of get you over there too. If you get in the line, like you're stuck in that line.
It's got barriers on both sides. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're from Texas. They like their cattle, so
Yeah.
that's how you get treated.
Mm.
What's new, man? This is this.
This is.
Are we okay saying this is the last?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
it. This is it for the season. All right, we're coming into the summer.
Where's the time
It's
gone?
really hard to get people to show up. Like schedules are tight.
I don't ever want to hear another word about me, ever. This guy,
Yeah.
What guy?
that guy,
Joseph?
yeah. I mean, I was raked over the coals a few weeks ago about working around my schedule. Here I am.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Well,
I'm here.
The point is still the same, right? Like,
Sure it is.
of course, he did not say when we were booking for today, hey, I won't be able to make that because, there are a couple more days this week where we could have squeezed it in. I don't think he
Not
would have
for
been
him.
able to squeeze it in.
Not for
Yeah,
him.
he's been busy.
Yeah. But
He's about to get real busy. Real busy.
Yeah.
Camp, snowbird.
Yeah.
That's what. Hey, I can't throw stones because I bought a house while I was in Dallas, Texas, one time and left Christy to do all the. Yeah. But hey, you live and learn. He'll learn.
But it's been a good
He'll learn.
season. It's been a good.
It has been.
I've-
How many episodes have we done?
I think this is 10, right?
Sure.
Sure, something like that.
Something in that.
Mr.
yeah.
Gamble's super prepared for today, y'all.
Yeah.
He is fired up and ready.
I am locked in
This is.
on something else.
I think this is episode 10. I've been going back and, sort of recapping what all we've decided.
Have we decided anything?
No, we haven't. I think we've only caused more confusion.
Probably.
Reiterated there is or isn't an age of accountability. Adam did or did not have a sin nature. Eve was or was not a virgin. All the things.
After the fall.
After the fall.
After
Yeah.
the fall. Yeah.
Or before the fall.
Before-
Before
yeah.
the fall.
Before the fall.
We know
Well.
she was after.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
At
after.
some point after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God's up in heaven like, got him right where I want him.
Yeah.
Confused.
No, God's up there going, y'all morons.
You
Like,
guys.
I couldn't make it any more clear for you, and all you do is screw it up.
Uh-huh. See you Sunday when we continue in the book of Judges.
Hey, bingo, right?
Hey, listen, I mean, it just teaches us that this is a men's podcast. We screwed this up,
Yeah.
which in Judges 4, the men have screwed things up. So God's like, all right, Deborah, come on in. Maybe we need a woman.
You want to put a woman? We got an open
Maybe
seat.
maybe at the end, maybe next season, we just create as much confusion, and then we bring in a lady
To clear
to
it all
clear it all up. Just
The Man to Woman podcast.
up. Yeah.
that's
That didn't have the same ring to it.
we are against transgenderism. Just want to be clear. We have no men to women. So just FYI. That's where we stand.
Couple of
We'll
butch
stand on-
ladies, but no. I'm just kidding.
Bought tie-dye t-shirts from him.
Yeah.
Airbrush.
They got some henna art on them still.
It's still-
Patrick's
Still,
got a few ladies he can call.
25 years later.
They were with you.
He
You know,
said this henna was
ironically,
going to fade.
ironically, those same ladies were wearing those airbrush t-shirts while they were helping him
Yeah.
cut trees.
Only thing that's changed is no more faux hawk, or whatever.
Mullet.
Mullet. But
All
the
right.
mullet has cycled back through. I
It
feel like it's going back out though.
No, I think that there's a
there's a perm.
what's it
movement
called?
right
Somebody I just found this out. It's called the flow.
now. The flow.
That's
Okay.
it's the
The
newer.
flow.
It's the flow. So it's not quite as stark as the mullet was back in the day, but it's tight on the sides, longer in the back.
Is it like a more cleaner mullet?
A little bit neater. You see a lot of the baseball players
That sounds like a
wearing it.
perm. Like
Yeah, well, no, that's what. So that's actually part of that. I think the flow is kind of built off that. So instead of the perm on top with the mullet on the back, it's more of an all-inclusive look. So you get like the Bama bangs that flow into the mullet.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I just miss the
We're
old
living
the-
our best life.
I
is what
miss
we're
the
doing.
days of the Southern swoop, where the
The
kids
Bama
just,
swoosh,
Yeah,
I had
the
that.
kids were always just throwing their head and
the puka shell necklace.
Yeah. Yeah. I airbrushed you for sure.
I bet
never
Patrick's
had
worn
one.
a few of those back in his
I bet
day.
he did.
Puka shell?
I bet
No,
you.
no,
I bet
we
you
made
even
I
had
bet
this,
he did.
the
We-
tan line around his neck.
we made fun of the puka shellers. It's
They were from Dolphin Island.
yeah. Those are the people. Those are the people that come down on vacation and get their Salt Life stickers for their truck.
That's exactly it. Yep. Yeah. Lake life. I make fun of those people too.
Well, at lake life. If you go to the lake every weekend, you're like
Yeah, but
you're
they
living the
don't.
lake
There's-
life. But
yeah.
you've been to the
people-
beach. You go to the beach for 3 days. And
Right.
you're living the salt life. Nah.
Listen, he's the OG man.
The assault life if you're in Panama City.
Yeah.
You can tell it's the last episode, can't you? Here we go.
I bet we got a listener that was a puka shell wearer though.
David Givens.
Oh no,
You don't think Givens was?
Quimby,
Quimby?
big time.
He was in Spain. You think they had that there? You think that was a thing?
Probably whatever it was there,
Their version.
their version.
I'm gonna go Dale Thomas.
Does he listen?
Oh yeah,
You think Dale was a puka shell wearer?
I think he was.
We got to find out.
Yeah. Because
call
like
him.
I'm gonna text Rachel.
yeah. No. I want to let him catch this live and then come back. He'll speak up. He'll be like, "Hey, wait a minute now. Don't single me out like that."
Nah,
You know that Dale's a true beach bum because unless he has to put on some other kind of shoe
Yeah, he's
other than flip
flip-flopping it,
flops,
yep.
it's flops.
Yep.
And I have
Notice that.
That's me.
I have a deep appreciation for
Yeah.
that. Like I've been out there at baseball games and it's pretty chilly.
Flip flops.
He's got his flops on.
He's committed.
Yeah.
It's not chilly right now. I know that.
No, I picked the worst weekend to start building a fence outside.
Are you building a privacy fence? What's your running cost? Hey, let's pause this. We need to talk a little bit.
Lumber.
Lumber is not cheap.
Yeah, labor's not cheap either.
Yeah, labor is the.
I got another guy
Yeah, I do have
that took
a
out part of my fence, cutting down a limb. He may be
Yeah.
listening too, but
Uh-oh.
I do have a new auger, post hole auger that I could rent out or resell. It works phenomenally.
so you're doing that this weekend.
I did the biggest part of it last weekend,
Put all the posts in.
and the pickets on one side. I got one more side to do.
6 foot. Did you buy it in
The panels,
like panels?
No.
Just one at a time.
Yeah, we don't have a flat enough
Gotcha.
ground to do the panels.
Gotcha.
That would have taken a lot of adjustments
Yeah.
to make.
Okay.
So
I got to do something about my privacy fence. Bad. I think it's about 40 something years old.
yeah.
Well, move it to Pike Road. It'll get blown down. I don't know what it is about fences out there, man. They just come down.
Yeah, it's probably because they all use the same crew to put their fences in.
Swear engine.
Buddy, those fences are down all the time.
Mm-hmm. Swearinger will do the metal post though, so
Yeah.
I think they're the only ones in town that'll do that.
My dad's got a
Man, we
fence.
are way off track on this one.
Yeah, we should.
Now we're promoting
Well, we're talking
business.
man, we're talking man
Business
talk.
ends.
My dad's got a fence that's made out of like this wood pulp. It's not like wood, like it's some kind of
Composite,
engineered
yeah.
composite. Dude, that fence is super sturdy.
Yeah.
Big time.
Is it put in with screws too, though? That probably makes a big difference.
It might be.
Could you use a nail gun?
Oh yeah. There's just something satisfying.
Oh, yeah.
About when you turn that nail gun to full trigger. So like you're just holding the trigger and bam, bam, bam. And I had the girls out there after we got set up, so they were hand feeding me pickets. I just slap them up, come back and hit a row in the middle, just all the way. Da, 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 da. And I was like, man, that's just.
We used to shoot cats. We did with a nail gun.
I love lamp.
It's relevant.
There's a comedy skit that I don't know that I'd have told that.
Oh, no, I was working on a house one time in college. We renovated a house, and this lady next door, weird. She had a bunch of cats.
Yeah.
She died, but let all the cats.
While you were there?
Yeah. As your attorney, I don't know what the statute of limitation is on
It's
animal
been
cruelty.
It's been 20-something years. We're good. But yeah, you could get them. Anyway. It's the last episode.
This is great.
Maybe forever.
Yeah. So I mean, we talk about it all the time, right? This is one of the highlights of what we get to do, is to come and talk. But I've thoroughly enjoyed listening to these episodes this season.
I feel like this is the best one.
I think so. I think it's just so organic this season because, like, we just randomly have. I mean, we picked some topics that are. I think because we picked topics that are open to discussion and debate.
Yeah.
We've had good discussion and debate, and I think it's been fun to go back and listen to and go, oh, I didn't catch that the first time, and those kinds of things.
Yep.
Yeah,
I need to go back and listen.
I think it's good we've had a guest on now for 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
You probably need to make that more regular.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
How many guys you got, Daniel? You seem to always have the
Have
a guy.
We just
You
got to
just
keep
tell
throwing
me.
out like, well, we need, you know what we need? We
just
need
tell
somebody
me.
that can do this.
I got a guy for that.
You just tell me what area of conversation we'll be in, and I'll find somebody.
I know,
Circumcision.
The Rolodex.
Okay.
So there you go.
we
Future
go.
promises, more special guests
I
on
got
the
you.
Man to Man
I got you.
podcast.
We need to figure out the video thing because that would have been fun.
Yeah. We're sitting here, and it's closing out May of 2026.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
It's been a wild start to the year, right? Like we haven't talked about several of the things that have happened since end of February that we could have talked about. But I feel like one has recently become sort of a common thing
Good transition.
to discuss.
Yep, very good. That was professional.
And we
Auburn
have
still sucks.
the recent release of like 500 pages or I don't know, however much it was, of documents from the federal government on, I don't know, what are they, Matt? They are
UAP.
UAPs.
What was that noise you just played? Can you play the what was that show on NBC a long time ago? X-Files. Can you play the X-Files thing too?
No, if it's copywritten, I'm not going to play it. Yeah.
Unidentified aerial
Phenomenon.
phenomenon.
Yeah. It's a phenomenal.
UAFs. No, UAPs.
UAPs.
Sorry.
Yeah. The UAF is another one of those topics. That
That's that Alabama public school education right there.
And I don't know. I'll open up with this because I feel like, like a lot of these declassifying releases, like, oh, this is going to be earth shattering. And it's like, you know what the big thing that they came out with, in my opinion, like, and I haven't been glued to it. I haven't searched all of it, but I've tried to sort of peruse around and figure out what the big deal is. And from the best that I can gather, the big aha is a photo from our astronauts on the moon, whether you believe that happened or not. And somewhere in the background, there seems to be, if you blow it up really big and you really examine it, it looks like there's a triangular shaped set of lights off in the distance.
Right.
Everything else is sort of stuff that has been out for a while. The Tic Tac videos, and
The what video?
there's like a video of a Tic Tac. It's like a
Oh, I thought you were okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were referring to
Yeah.
TikTok.
no.
And I was
The old Tic Tac.
the old, hey, get your
But I
face
haven't
out of
like
the-
I haven't caught anything that was otherwise groundbreaking on this. But I have seen a bunch of people talking about what it means for Christians.
Matthew's kind of the resident expert.
if
here
we-
anyway.
If we discover
right, if we
that
discover
there is extraterrestrials by the
Well,
term
and I would
that the
say-
secular world defines it.
And I would say, even in this conversation, this is not an extraterrestrial discussion because we don't know that it is from another place, right? That's the whole thing.
he's backpedaling now.
I'm saying like they believe that these things have been here.
After several
They've
episodes
been
of watching
hiding.
Daniel
They've been here the whole time.
talk
been-
around the question,
They've been
man.
hiding in the pyramids this
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
That may be where they are.
So you're in like these are just foreign
These are
governments,
just
experimental things that
these are just UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena.
unexplained aerial phenomena.
UEP, baby.
Yeah. No idea what they are, where they've come from. And this is something that I think about on this topic is we have all these ways
Are you on camera right now?
to look deep into space.
We need the monitor on so we can see.
I have it. It's right here. We have all these ways to look deep into space and to tell what an atmosphere of a planet 30 million light years away has, right? But we have legitimately never found any sign of life on another planet. I mean, there's no rumor talk about that. You know, there's tons of UFO stuff, tons of aliens here, kind of discuss. No one's even going with the, well, there's some, there's life on Mars or there's life over here or there, no one's, that's not even in question. And so I think the discussion is, as we are able to get more photo, video evidence of phenomena here on Earth, the question is become less of that they're from another place, but they've just been here, and we just now have the ability to capture and record it. There's stuff with
How'd they get here?
underwater, UWP, underwater P phenomena. But there's lots of stuff, but it's all Earth based. Like nothing is, we have no way to see if anything's coming from another place. We have no signs of life anywhere but Earth, which I think that's probably the most biblical thing.
Okay,
Good episode.
Yeah.
that's an interesting thought. That's an interesting trail, right? Like, even if they claim to have, well, what about the NASA photo?
I don't even know what that photo is.
Oh, you have it.
I've been
Oh, that's the
digging all up
big.
in this.
That's the big.
The Tic Tac.
Yeah. Well, no,
Well,
that's not
no,
the
that's-
Tic Tac because that's Earth.
Yeah,
Right. The big one is that
Oh, the triangular
There's a-
lights?
yeah.
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 if you 10 times zoom on a camera from 1968, whenever it was, there's these lights.
Well, I will say NASA's never used bad cameras, so you could big time zoom in 50 years ago, 60 years ago with the cameras they used.
But there's still distortion based off of
There's going to be
pixel
distortion.
density and
Yeah,
the lens that you have to magnify
yeah.
can only capture so much.
Yeah.
Right.
You talking about good glass? They
They got good glass.
glass.
Yeah, they got
Whoever's out
They
there,
got good glass.
whoever's out there's got good glass.
Yeah, but I do like the point that let's not mistake just because we're seeing things that we can't explain on this earth that it has to have come from somewhere else, because we have no evidence that it came from somewhere else. Right? We've never encountered a ship. There's no videos of any of these things coming into our atmosphere from somewhere else. There's no
and there's no like travel trail.
yeah.
We have no record,
Yeah.
or at least from what the government has told us of any kind of open portal kind of travel paths that these things, because they couldn't come from anywhere near.
So how do y'all feel? Right, you had the was it the scientist that revealed the aliens to the committee? Was it last year? A couple years ago? They were the little gray men in the boxes.
Yeah, those were from Mexico. I think they're just little statues.
Yeah.
I think they were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they were petrified.
Or was that it? I mean,
Yeah. I think that ended up being poo-poo.
yeah. Kind of like the Bigfoot videos.
Exactly like the Bigfoot video.
There's another topic. We may have to go to episode 11. There's bigger chance for Bigfoot to be alive than for
I definitely
aliens.
think there's a bigger chance of Bigfoot than
Yeah.
extraterrestrials.
So let's play the hypothetical here, from
I hate this.
a Christian standpoint.
Can never win the hypothetical.
No. This is not a win. The hypothetical.
Okay,
This
all
is,
right.
This is help
good.
us.
Yep.
As Christians, because this is the other interesting. It's really been encouraging to me is I haven't found any Christian in this discussion that I think is grounded in their faith that's given any concern to this. Like they're just like, yeah, all right, whatever. But let's say that at some point in the next year, conclusive evidence of non-human life, non-earth-based life is provided by our government. How do we handle that as Christians? And what does the Bible, God's Word, tell us or reveal to us?
So the word or the phrase you used was non-earth life, right?
Yeah.
Now, I may only try to stay at one level of hypothetical. If we move to another,
You'd
I'm
bail
out of here.
out.
I'm out of here. But the Bible does say that there is non-earth life. I mean, the angelic beings, right? Can you imagine on the day when Christ returns, what those who are not believers in the Bible or in Christ himself, when the heavens open up and the army of angels come out and we come riding on white horses, like you talk about an alien invasion, like that's gonna blow people out of the water. But as we were talking about before we started recording, and this may not, I'm trying to move away from the hypothetical, I guess. We do live in a world of the natural and the supernatural. Mm-hmm. So we do believe that as Christians, and the Bible is very clear on that we live in this world where I would call it, a very thin veil between the natural and the supernatural. And all throughout the scripture, you have, I think that veil went up at the fall, right? Who knows what, I'm not trying to circle back to previous podcasts here, but like, who knows what Adam encountered in the garden? I mean, we don't know.
Not Eve.
According to some.
And a snake with
According to some.
legs.
Yeah, well,
Snake with
a
legs.
talking snake or
talking
a
snake.
serpent, right? So,
It never says he has legs.
right. He just went, okay, all right. So, anyway.
Just
Well,
said,
they took them off, right?
Here
no,
we
it
go.
just said you're cursed to wander.
I'll see you guys next
to cover the
season.
ground on your belly. Like it doesn't.
So, anyway, I don't
Maybe he was flying in a UA.
Gosh.
So we get one example that is brought up a lot by pastors and Christians is the passage in Ezekiel chapter 1. And I'm not going to read all of this passage, but there is Ezekiel has this vision of living creatures. And these living creatures, the description of these living creatures are let's see, he says they had 4 wings, right? And the likeness of their faces each had a human face. Some of them had the face of a lion on the right side. Some of them had the face of an ox. So this is obviously something that we don't encounter in everyday human life. This is the supernatural, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's this vehicle.
If eating some bad berries,
right,
you could
or mushrooms.
encounter that.
Yeah, you could. But then as you get into verse 15 and beyond, there's this vehicle of wheels, right? That they're being transported by. So all that to say, even a small detail here, there's a description of this expanse that's above them, and even some of the color descriptions are the same color descriptions that we see of precious gemstones in the Garden of Eden, right? So again, what are we seeing? If we're seeing anything, right? If these photos that we're seeing have not been doctored, if they're legitimate, whatever. I believe, and I think we all believe, we agree, that if there is a God, and we believe that there is a God, then the supernatural exists. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't live in this naturalistic world of a closed box, like the Berenstain Bears, nature is all there is, all there ever will be, Mm-hmm. We believe in this open box worldview, that there is the world and then there is the supernatural world. And God, all throughout history, maybe not so much, miracles, right? We see miracles happen in the New Testament, but more in the Old Testament, we see this veil getting thinner between heaven and earth, right? We talked about earlier Elijah being caught up in the chariot of fire. You've got this whole thing in Ezekiel. You've got just all of this different, what we would label as supernatural occurrences, mm-hmm. or unidentified occurrences. So again, if there is a God, I believe then the supernatural is real. And are we seeing glimpses of some of those things that are real? Maybe. I can't definitively say yes or no. Mm-hmm. So back to your hypothetical, I mean, what was your hypothetical? Like, is this possible? I think it's possible that we are seeing angelic, supernatural, if these things are real and they're not AI or they're not whatever, or, whatever you call it, anomalies on a photograph, then I think the Bible's clear that there is non-earthly or non-human life that exists. Now, are they little gray men that are ready to invade our planet and whatever? I don't. Who knows what the agents
it's the green
of God
men that are ready to invade
green,
the planet.
okay. Gray.
The gray are just checking it out.
Okay.
The green are the ones that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
According to every movie invasion I've seen,
Right.
like if the gray ones are just
right. So
the green ones, aren't they wearing little Greek armor, stuff like that?
Yeah.
Or is that just in Merry Melody?
I don't know. I was thinking Mars Attacks.
So back to Ezekiel. Back to Ezekiel. All right. This UAP.
Yeah.
Right. Ezekiel writes that, again, these creatures that he sees have wheels associated with them. It says, and the rims of these wheels were tall and awesome. Sounds kind of like some of the descriptions we've heard, right? And the rims of all 4 were full of eyes all around. What if that's the lights that we see on these photographs? And when the living creatures went, the wheels went beside them. And when the living creatures rose from the earth, the wheels rose. So obviously, again, Ezekiel's seeing something,
Some sort of transport.
heaven and
type.
earth, right? That is intersected that we don't necessarily see in everyday life. And it's just talking about this movement from heaven to earth of these creatures with moving lights. So anyway, is it possible? Sure, it's possible. Is it unexplainable? I mean, probably to our naturalistic world. But if, again, I go back to the argument, if God can raise Jesus from the dead in 3 days, he can do whatever he wants.
Valley of Dry Bones. Like there's all sorts of these things.
Ezekiel is a crazy book. Crazy book. Let's go through that next.
I think you've got the angelic side of it. You've got Ezekiel's vision, but I also, I wish our student pastor's here because he taught this to our students recently because it came up.
Yeah.
And the Bible is fairly consistent that Satan is the ruler of this age and this world. This is his domain right now. Right? The reason why we have the heavenly host coming back and you have the Christ coming in the second coming is to defeat them once and for all.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's the final battle, the final victory. Which means that those same supernatural demonic forces are at play today.
Yes.
Right? So 2 Corinthians 4:4, Paul calls Satan the god of this age. Jesus in John 12 and John 14 says Satan is the ruler of this world. Ephesians 2:2, Satan is the prince of the power of the air. Right? Like, it's not just the angelic side.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's absolutely, I think Scripture is clear, and I think there's examples of that in multiple places. But there's also Satan working his evil.
Yes.
In that. So I think that it's easily explainable through both sides of the supernatural, as you said. Like, there's a spiritual warfare going on.
Yes.
For the hearts and minds of humans.
And he's and Satan is the counterfeit. Right? So he's going to mimic the things that God does for the purpose of blasphemy. And I think an important thing to remember, too, for our listeners is something that we oftentimes forget. And it's easy to forget. I'm not saying we do it intentionally. But I think we read the Bible, specifically the Old Testament. And if we're not careful, we will view it as this maybe borderline fictional world where these things took place. We got to understand, the world in which Ezekiel lived is the world that we live in. Mm-hmm. And I remember when this truth hit me several years ago, and I was reading the story of Abraham, and God tells him, "Look up at the stars, and if you can count them, then." And I thought, the same stars and moon that Abraham looked at, I'm looking. Like, we're looking at the same moon.
Yeah,
we are breathing the same oxygen. We are looking at the same sun. And so I say all that to just back up the point that Ezekiel is not living in some fantasy world. Now, he had revelations from the Holy Spirit to inspire this text because he's a prophet. He had revelations that we probably don't have personally, but we have them from the Word of God. But he lived in the same world, serving the same God, going through the same flesh and bones that we have. So when we read the stories of the Old Testament, particularly these prophetic visions and these supernatural visions, just as Ezekiel walked the same earth we walk, he had that curtain peeled back for him that is still here today. It's just not peeled back for us in the same way. So it's not like some Disney story, right? God just chose to peel back the curtain, that veil, for him and not for us. But because he did it for him, we know that it's there, it's real. So, I just think that's the way we grapple with it. And, should we make us question our faith or whatever? No, I don't think so. I think that I think the world and the government is going to try to explain it one way, and all these Reddit pages are going to try to explain it one way.
Yeah.
And we have, Peter says we have all that we need for life and godliness right here.
Yeah.
That's just for a lot of people, that's the boring answer. Oh, they're angelic, supernatural beings. That's not going to sell movies. But we need to come up with green and gray men from Mexico in outer space.
Yeah.
So my question is something that, I think we should at least discuss a little bit is, as this kind of, information comes to light, if there is anything, I don't want to say new, but, as this conversation becomes more and more just culturally relevant, how do we as Christians seriously approach this topic with people in conversation who are going to say, see, God's not real, or, try to, defame God, I guess, in a way because of this information? How can we approach that conversation with the way we're called to as Christians to approach anything with love and a gentleness that is, I think required in this type of, kind of out of this world conversation.
I never thought that I would be having a conversation about evangelism and UFOs.
Hey, for real.
Hey, just a matter of time before we're talking about evangelism on other planets.
Yeah. I saw a guy the other day he said, bring me the aliens, I'm going to baptize them.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
I wouldn't.
okay.
I think
wouldn't.
it's very much, right? Like, it's not any different than we deal with the cult of science in today's world, right? Like, the Bible doesn't say, they're not contradictory. Like, they're not fighting each other. The Bible doesn't say, as we've talked about today, there's nothing in the Bible that says that they don't exist. So why are we going to read that changes anything for what the Bible does say? Right? The Bible doesn't speak to any sort of non-human being created in the image of God to worship God, to bring glory to God. Right? That's what's exclusively ours. Jesus didn't die for little green men. He died for humans. You, as a human, have the sin nature that needs repentance, forgiveness, and restoration. And that's the message of the Bible. That there is a path back to those things. And that all of this chaos around us is all the more reason to cling to the Word, to the truth that's from the beginning of time to the end of time, and not chase what we can't explain or don't understand and get sucked into that world.
Mm-hmm. I agree with Pat here. That, I mean, if we're going down the hypothetical trail, which I hate, but hypothetically, if you were having
it won't be hypothetical that we're having conversations.
Right. But I mean, like, you're never, I think the first approach as a Christian is not trying to argue the existence or the non-existence of aliens. Like, that's exactly what Satan would want you to do in a gospel conversation with somebody, is to go down this rabbit trail of an argument nobody's going to win. And at the end of the day, doesn't really matter, right? But I do think it opens the door for that conversation to go the route of, like, whether they're real or whether they're not, we both can agree that there are things beyond our understanding, right? Mm-hmm. And we could argue all day over whether these anomalies are real or whether, these things that people experience, like, that's interesting. That's great. If you want to spend your time studying that, go ahead. But I think we both agree that there are things in this world that are beyond our understanding. Mm-hmm. And the fact that the Bible itself never even tries to prove the existence of God. Like that, I think that gets lost on people. The Bible actually clearly states, the fool has said in his heart, there is no God.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, when you take your last breath, it's not going to matter whether you believe in aliens or don't believe in aliens. What have you done with the revelation you do have? Right. And I just, again, whether aliens exist or not, how is that going to help your broken home? How is that going to help you when you're in depression? I do know of someone that I have never seen, I've never touched, I've never felt, but I know his reality.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that he actually came to this earth. And we can talk about alien invasion 2,000 years ago. Well, I can just see it now. 2,000 years ago, the greatest alien invasion ever happened. God took on flesh and lived among us. But that's the.
I think to that question, like I think that if that were to come out, like if that hypothetical comes out, and I think it reveals more about the nature of humanity and the problem with our earthly rulers than it does in conflict with the Bible. Right? The fact that in a democracy, in a world of chosen leaders, they would cover up and hide truth is what we're talking about, right? From you for, at this point, 70 years. Just shows you, like you can't trust humans.
Jesus didn't even trust humans.
Yeah, to be the guiding light. Right? You need something a little bit more firm. You need something a little bit more eternal to grab a hold of. And we have the only answer for that.
I know I said this a minute ago in passing, but the whole, I think several years ago, we had a guy visit our church. He was either a graduate, I think he was a graduate student. It's one of our local colleges. And he came quite regularly. And one day he reached out and wanted to go to lunch. And so I met him at a restaurant. And he was just wrestling with Christianity. And so his hang up was he just could not bring himself to believe in a literal 6-day creation. And he was very kind of aggressive with his, he wanted an argument.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted me to get into the weeds with him of, old earth creation, young earth creation. Did God really do this? Is this 6 literal days, 6 metaphorical days? And I made him mad, not trying to make him mad, but I never saw him after this lunch. But he just kept pressing. You cannot tell me that there's 6 literal days, everything was created. I said, well, I can tell you that in 3 literal days, a dead man came back to life. And he just kept and I said, if God can do that in 3 days, he can create everything in 6. I said, so my whole point with you is I'm not going to sit here and try to argue with you the finer points of creationism and whether this is a literal 24-hour day and there's 6 of them and God has done all of this. But I will tell you that I do believe that God raised his son in 3 literal 24-hour days. And if he can do that, I really don't know that there's a whole lot he can't do. So because the resurrection of Jesus, according to Orthodox Christianity, the resurrection of Jesus is the foundation of Christianity itself. Mm-hmm. It's a greater miracle than creation. And he just did not like that. And so, again, that's not a cop-out, but that is me. If Paul and the rest of the New Testament authors kept appealing to the resurrection of Jesus, that should probably be our defense for everything too. Mm-hmm. I think everything not necessarily is explained by the resurrection of Jesus, but if God can do that, can there be angelic beings out there that are interacting with this earth or supernatural beings? Yeah. Yeah. And it does not shake my faith at all because there was a man that was dead and now he's alive. right? And so anyway, that was just that was several years ago, and I've never forgotten that, because there are people that are going to argue with you over kind of the tertiary and external things that they're going to nitpick and find, and that's between them and God. But here's what you can't. We're going to argue about anything. Let's argue about a man that was dead and his followers that are alive, right?
I think there's plenty of similar stories. I remember one where somebody was like, you don't believe that story about the guy and the fish, right? And it's like, that's what you're clinging to?
Yeah.
That you can't believe? Like,
well, and that's the thing. Like if and the same people, I don't know who that is, but the same people will, if you were like, well, then how on earth do you believe that a man was dead and then was raised again?
no, that's what I'm saying.
You're like, well, then I can believe a dude was swallowed by a fish.
Like, there's all kinds of things in there. It's like, listen, like, if you struggle with any of it,
right?
Like, I don't know how you pick those.
Right. The resurrection's the thing you probably should be struggling. If you're going to struggle with anything logically,
Yeah. Like,
I've never seen a dead man come back to life.
If you're good with that point,
right?
Like, hooray! Let's focus on
Exactly.
that, and then like let's dive into the rest of it.
Which is why Paul kept saying this is of first importance.
Yeah.
Everything's built on this.
That's right. Everything's built on the resurrection of Jesus.
That's right. And our resurrection ultimately one day.
Absolutely.
Man, what a
Because
great season.
full circle on this, while you may not be playing a harp on a cloud, you may get to roll around in a
I want that one.
UAP.
Go read Ezekiel 1, everybody. That's the vehicle I want.
The first Tesla.
Great episode.
Maybe Elon's an alien.
That's not too much of a stretch.
No, it's not. Never mind.
It's been a great one. I hope y'all have enjoyed it as much as we have. Looking forward to coming back in the fall. More of the same. All right. So if y'all got ideas, some scriptural, theological questions or ideas you want us to discuss, or reach out to us. Email. In person is probably better. Just throw it out there. We're going to keep them coming, and we've enjoyed it. Don't forget to sign up for the men's conference this summer. Be looking for that in the bulletins and on around the church. We'd love to have a great turnout for that. We're going to feed you. We're going to take care of you, and we're going to have a great time of spiritual discipleship as we worship God, worship the resurrection, and go out and apply it as men in our lives.
See y'all.